I really I like to watch like cooking shows too, so I know a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Welcome back to Real Horror Show. I'm your host Samantha, joined as always by the Stormy Skies.
Hello, listeners.
We're here this week to briefly discuss Vampire Diaries and talk about the movie we're going to watch this week, which it should come as no surprise that it's going to be the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie.
Yes, guys. On Netflix.
Yeah.
On the flicks.
Oh no, I have to search for it. It was the first thing Netflix was previewing.
I think it came out today, didn't it? The 18th?
It came out today, February 18th. This is a direct sequel to the original 1977.
That sounds so right. 77 or 78, right?
It's either, no, Halloween was 78. Texas Chainsaw might be 74 or 78. Usually I'm good with this shit.
Okay.
Either way, in this sequel, influencers looking to breathe new life into a Texas ghost town encounter Leatherface, an infamous killer who wears a mask of human skin. This movie is ominous and scary.
Just ominous and scary.
Yeah.
Jeez, where's my third adjective? The fuck?
But this is a direct sequel to the very original. They're trying to do a Halloween 2018 with this, and I don't know how that's going to play because I'm going to have to watch the very original. I will admit I'm a terrible horror fan and have not watched the original.
Ever?
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah,
for the sake of the violence, you'll enjoy that.
Yeah. But my feeling, what I know of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre is Sally Hardesty, the final girl of Texas Chainsaw, isn't the same type of final girl that Laurie Strode and Sidney Prescott is.
I see. Okay.
So I don't necessarily see her being that, it's been 40 years since I encountered Leatherface. I'm going to go hunt him down and finally get my revenge. Like it doesn't have that same level of excitement, even after two other movies with Laurie Strode coming back to get her revenge on Michael. It doesn't have the same excitement as Halloween 2018, in my opinion.
Right. So is Sally going to be the type of person that like isn't trying to find him at all and just wants to avoid everything?
Based on the trailers, she's basically Laurie Strode in this movie from Halloween 2018, where she has been waiting for him to make an appearance, which is kind of stupid because he doesn't leave his hometown. So at any point, she could have driven back.
Oh my God, you're right.
Because Leatherface is also not the same kind of slasher as Jason or Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger, where he keeps coming back. He is just a man in a skin mask.
Yes, he just kind of stays where he lives.
He's a mama's boy. He wants to stay with his family.
Yes, absolutely. And he's not like Michael Myers who just like fucking walks across the nation to like get to Laurie. Right.
Leatherface doesn't even know how to drive.
He probably doesn't need to know that, because he already has a house. So he's like good to go.
Yeah.
So interesting point there. Yeah, we'll see about what that's all about with the final girl.
But I had to really restrain myself from watching it this morning because I didn't want to watch it before we officially declared it as our movie for next week.
Yeah, so now after we're getting off mic today, you're like free to absolutely watch it whenever you want.
Absolutely.
I'm watching it on Wednesday. Well, don't you want to watch the new season of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel? That also came out today.
Did it?
Dude, I've been keeping track of this.
Yeah, I need to actually watch all of season 4.
Oh my, wait, this is season 4.
I need to watch all of season 3 and then all of season 4.
Fuck.
I am looking forward to season 4, except a certain somebody who produced a certain movie has a small single line role in it. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So not looking forward to that, but overall, I love Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Well, when you watch it, you need to let me know.
Yeah, when I start hearing the Kill Bill sirens.
Yeah, and then like I'll have to keep an eye because I know who this person looks like, right? Have you shared?
You looked him up, yeah.
I looked him up. Yes. Okay. Well, then I'll keep an eye. I'll notice someone has one line. Okay. Cool. How the fuck did that happen? Why? That's our show.
I think they film in New York, and he's right there in Harrisburg.
Harrisburg is nowhere near New York.
Close enough. It's like a couple hours away, right?
Well, yeah, I guess if you just.
Do you think I know Pennsylvania geography?
No, I guess if you were in Harrisburg and you drove north, you would cross the border and then you could go towards New York City, New York. Well, I don't really know.
Because Harrisburg is like 2 hours from Philadelphia. And I remember Philadelphia is only like 2 hours from New York City because I got it in my Drexel booklet when I was deciding between grad schools.
Yeah. Philly. Yeah, they're both at that end of the state.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, well then he's in Harrisburg. How lame. Like who lives there?
Exactly.
Yeah, nobody lives there. That's just where you go to look at no houses. That sucks. Now our show's been tainted.
Harrisburg is where you go to get lunch after visiting Gettysburg.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Sam. And then maybe you can stop at another small historical national site before you hit the road back to where you live, which is not Harrisburg.
Get some bread at Lancaster County.
Yeah, go get some bread. Lancaster would be, I guess if you were traveling north, you would pass by that area before trying to get to New York. So yeah, Lancaster.
Anyway, enough Pennsylvania geometry.
Yeah, enough of that. It's so lame. Speaking of Pennsylvania, which is in Appalachia, and so is Virginia, how about those Vampire Diaries in Mystic Falls?
So far, season 8 is a vast improvement on what happened in season 7.
Yeah.
Because what even happened in season 7?
I don't remember.
So far, and it might be because this season has like 6 fewer episodes.
Yeah.
It is very compact, and the story is it's going very well. And we have a singular threat that will probably be the focus for the whole season, even though there are minor threats involved with the bigger threat.
Yeah.
Essentially, the Mystic Falls crew has to defeat Satan himself, who was named
Kade. It really is Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they say that directly in the show, but everything points to the devil.
Yeah, like he is Satan, and they're like, he is from hell, and he collects the souls to go to hell.
And exactly. Damon is being a little bad boy again, and nobody really seems to care. They're just over him at this point. He killed really Tyler.
They're just like, Stefan was like, I know he killed Tyler. And I was like, is Tyler dead? Because sometimes in Vampire Diaries, you're not sure. But yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, sometimes death doesn't matter.
Yeah, but like for Tyler, well, Tyler has actually been dead to me for like a season because I forgot. And then he came back and he had like facial hair.
You know who else is dead to me? Ew. Jeremy.
Oh my God, I forgot about Jeremy.
Where the hell is Jeremy?
He's in New Mexico.
Doesn't he want to visit
where
his
else
friends?
Would you go to fight vampires? Fuck no, he wants to be in New Mexico and just battle vampires because I guess they're like a lot of vampires in New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's funny.
Major points that have happened so far. Stefan and Caroline are engaged.
Yeah, that's great. They're finally engaged, which is really cool.
Is it? I still don't buy them as a couple. I like them just as friends.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess you're right. I keep forgetting about how he's supposed to be with like Elena.
He's supposed to be with Elena.
What's worse, like her being engaged to Stefan or her being engaged to Alaric.
Isn't there
engaged to him? Like,
I think there are more options in life than being engaged to Stefan and being engaged to Alaric.
What about, why can't she be with that other guy that we like a lot?
Klaus?
Klaus, and she can go live in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Not a fucking problem with that. I don't see a problem with that at all. All he wants to do is take her around the world. So that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So dumb. She should have got with him and like stayed with him.
Mm-hmm. And Bonnie is still with Enzo, who was evil, but Bonnie managed to bring his humanity back.
Mm-hmm. I've like, how do you feel about Enzo? Because I feel like I'm starting to like warm up to him a little bit. Just a little bit.
He's a fun character, but at the same time, I feel like he's just a Klaus replacement because the actor who plays Klaus got his own show with the originals. So they needed someone to kind of have that bad boy British vampire vibe. And Enzo came in to fill that void.
Yeah, I can absolutely see that, and you're right, because he's just kind of there and knows what he's even doing, because he just makes these weird decisions and like to move the plot forward to just cause trouble. Yeah. I mean, it's cool that Bonnie has somebody, but I thought that somebody was going to be Damon.
Because she and Damon have. Yeah, I like their friendship, but their chemistry is just so there. And I don't buy for a second that they never boned while they were in that purgatory state.
I know, they were there for a really long time, and they probably like got to love each other in a way. Mm-hmm. So I don't buy that she fucking get out of here. Stupid. But you know, she's with Enzo and he's just kind of there, which is fine. Who else is left? Matt and his dad.
Yeah, Matt and his dad. Matt is also just here this season.
Yeah.
Here for the ride.
He is.
Not doing a whole lot, but he's less angry than he was in season 7.
Yeah, season 7, he was like literally, he had like a nervous breakdown. But now his hair is longer and it's slicked back, so you know that he's got his shit together, I guess, with the new hairdo.
Yep.
But yeah, I guess we find out that like Matt and his family they could have been like founding families, but they weren't, and they were there before the founding families, and they created this cool bell that could like ring, and we're gonna figure out what that is all about soon.
Oh yeah, because the sirens are sensitive to high-pitched noises.
Yeah, so the bell probably is like awful. Yeah. Make your head explode.
Let's not forget the main problem this season, aside from the devil, are the sirens.
That's right. Sorry, listeners. The sirens.
I feel like the sirens could have just been a different coven of witches, because they're not very siren-y.
They're not siren-y, and like literally what you just said, because Bonnie like made the connection that like they're just any person with like the psychic ability is kind of like a different brand, like not brand, but like different strain of like a witch. And so that's, Bonnie is also sensitive to that loud sound thing.
Oh yeah, because Alaric and not Caroline's daughters had a reaction to it.
Yeah, and Bonnie did too in the one episode where they like rang and she was like, "Ow, my head," or like whatever. And then she talked to Enzo in the car and was talking about how like sirens and psychics and witches were all kind of like under the same umbrella, I guess you could say. And she was like, "Oh, it's so gross that we're all like related." So yeah, it could have been witches, man. But it's like these sirens are just like pretty ladies that can hum inside your head with like a song and coerce you to like just do whatever.
Yeah, but they don't do anything with like water.
Yeah, other than going in the pool a lot, liking water. They aren't like half mermaid, you know? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, I guess that counts.
Yeah, because they're like, "I like to go in the pool. Ooh, I'm a siren." Like, so, I mean, the girl does turn into a creature hand whenever like her magic is being sucked away. So she must have some type of this magic that makes her look pretty. And that's why she needed to feed on all of those bodies in the beginning of the season. So she could have like that look. And if she didn't have that magic, she would just look like a scary monster. So I don't know. The sirens are kind of like, now that Satan has arrived, the sirens have taken a little bit of a backseat. But it's still pretty cool because in between all of this, Stefan and Damon had to make a deal with the devil because the sirens kidnapped the twin witches babies, and they were going to sell them to Satan in exchange for them not going to hell. And in exchange for the babies not being slaves to Satan, Stefan and Damon sold their soul to the devil to be their like minions. So they had to turn their humanity off. So now Stefan is back to being a Ripper again for like the third or fourth time.
Yeah, it's losing its spice at this point because it happens like once a season.
It does. It's because Stefan is like the metaphorical addict, you know what I mean? So he was falling off the wagon, and but they do make it a little bit different because I feel like he's like way more like crazed, but also he's doing that thing where he's trying not to like spill any blood or cut their heads off. So it's like, yeah, I like Stefan. Either way, if he's a Ripper or regular Stefan, he just has this depth. You know?
I really do like Ripper Stefan. He has a very Damon personality, but better than Damon.
I think so too.
I think
just better.
I think Paul, who plays Stefan, really enjoys doing this type of character, and he's actually going to be in a horror movie next year. So I hope it's this type of snarky
he's
asshole
a horror guy. Isn't that cool? Did you ever like look up stuff about Paul Wesley?
I know some things. I know he and Ian Somerhalder have a whiskey company together, or a bourbon brand.
It's a bourbon brand because all they do is drink bourbon on the show.
Yeah, which I think is really cool. And I've tried to find it at the ABC store, but I haven't had any luck yet. Yeah,
it might be like special order for a while. I don't know. Is it like on the shelf or not? Who knows? But what I wanted to ask about Paul Wesley is that I looked up a lot of stuff about him, and he's like him and his family are from like Poland.
Oh.
So his name isn't Paul Wesley. His name is Paweł Tomasz Wasilewski.
You know, I don't see why he would change that to something easy like Paul Wesley.
And he's like, I need like a fucking Americanized name. So he goes by Paul Wesley, but he's like super Polish. He speaks Polish. And I was like, wow, this is super fucking cool. And this, you know that he's 40? He's gonna be 40 in July.
I believe it. I mean, the show.
Do you believe it?
The show's like going on 10 years old at some of the seasons, at least.
Right. He just looks so young. But anyway, that's just what I wanted to bring up, is that like he has like you know, a more of a Polish real name, and we just know him as Paul.
And he does look a lot older. Like, he looks great, but you can tell he's in his upper 30s, early 40s. So
in his Instagram,
yeah. At this point, he and Ian could never come back to any part of the Vampire Diaries.
Yeah, they look too old now. Like they really tried the Vampire Diaries for as long as they could to make them look as young as they could. They're supposed to be teenagers in high school.
And so Damon is really pushing it this season, because
I
think Ian Somerhalder was already 25 when he was cast in the role of Damon. So by the time we get to season 8, he's in his mid-30s.
Yeah, they keep doing extreme close-ups on his face, and I'm like, I know he's not like 18.
Yeah. So they keep bringing up Elena this season, even more so than they did last season.
Yeah.
Just in casual conversation, like, I wish Elena was here because Damon would have never made a deal with the devil if she was here.
Right.
I'm pretty sure she's going to come back before the end of the season.
Do you think like she really will and it'll be like a new scene, or do you think it'll be like a cut scene?
You
know?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll see. I hope that like, even if I was like Nina and they were like, hey, will you come back just for one shot, man? Just like one concluding thing. And then that's it. I would probably be okay with it because she's taken a lot of time away. But who knows what actors decide to do, because it's so different. But I agree with you. I hope that we do see that by the end.
Yeah, it would just be nice because it is Elena's show. They have made an effort to keep her a central-ish focus through the series by having the characters write her letters to read when she gets out of the coffin.
Yeah, after Bonnie dies. Yeah. Sorry, Bonnie. How awkward. So what else was I going to say about just one more thing I wanted to bring up about Paul Wesley. He's vegan.
Ooh.
Did you know? Yeah, he's like totally like super vegan, and he's like an activist for like becoming a vegan and stuff like that, and like not going meatless and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, interesting. So he's like and so I knew that, and then I watched an episode where he ate a donut, and I was like, is he allowed to eat a donut if he's vegan? Like, you know what I mean? So I think a lot about that now that I see him in the show. He doesn't really eat food, but it's on my mind.
Yeah, and I'm sure they had vegan options for him if he was actively vegan during the filming of the show. But isn't that ironic that he's a vegetarian vampire who only consumes animal blood, but in real life he's a vegan?
Yeah, dude. And I don't know if that was like his choice, character choice, or just like how Stefan is supposed to be. But yeah, that is pretty cool. I don't know if you look through both of their Instagrams from time to time, but like you should just look at their pictures together because they have a lot of photos together, like Ian and Paul.
Yeah, they're brothers.
I know.
Not in IRL, but
Paul never smiles with his teeth out, which makes me laugh because I just think it's just Stefan all the time.
Yeah.
Which it could be. It's funny. All right, so so that's basically what we got from the first like 8 episodes, is that we're kind of dealing with figuring out this Belle situation and working for Satan and, you know, all these things. And now we just have to watch the conclusion, and then we're going to be done watching this. So I'm feeling kind of sad because I really like the Vampire Diaries. I didn't know I was gonna like it this much.
Yeah, it's been a crazy and wild journey.
It has been, and now like when we finish this, we're gonna have to commit to the originals.
Yeah, and that'll be fun because it's just Klaus all the time.
It's Klaus, and it's the other guy that I like that you don't really like, but I like him a lot. And it's the brother, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
Elijah?
Yeah, Elijah. I forgot about Elijah. I love Klaus too.
They could have given him a better haircut.
I know. I mean, like maybe he'll look a little better in this new show. Maybe he'll have a new look. But I like Klaus as he's like the actor is aging. He's looking like better and better to me. And stuff. So that's cool. And isn't there one more spinoff?
Yes, Legacies, which is,
what is that about?
I'm pretty sure it's Caroline and Alaric have created a boarding school for like witches and vampires and other supernatural kids, and it's their shenanigans.
Wait a minute. So if there is a spinoff with Caroline and Alaric, what about Stefan?
I guess we'll find out.
Like, I know. I mean, the one cliffhanger we got was that, you know, Stefan and Caroline get engaged. But since since Stefan sold his soul to the devil, they have to get married in a hurry so he can go about his work for a year. So I guess we'll have to see what the future holds for them, because who knows if Alaric might get back together with Caroline to raise those kids. So I don't know. Ooh, I know. Like just on again, off again, husband, teacher. Oh man. All right. So I don't think I have any other thoughts to share. Very excited to watch Texas Chainsaw. Yeah. Texas Chainsaw next week.
Yeah.
Really cool stuff. Right. Well, I have no other news other than if you want to listen along with us next week, watch Netflix now because it just dropped today, which is the 18th, which is when we're recording. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's the sequel to the original, which is
Yeah.
Is the original streaming for people if they want to find it? Or
yes, the originals is on Netflix along with Legacies and Vampire Diaries.
Dude, really? So like we could, yeah, maybe I'll watch the original Texas Chainsaw myself to get a refresher, and then watch this sequel.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. All right, man. Well, I guess I will catch you next week.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, listeners.
Bye.